In this video, I'm doing a review on the WODfitters resistance band set. So let's jump right into the review. Hi there, my name is Derek and welcome to GamerBody. For this video, we are talking about the WODfitters resistance band set and how you can implement it into your home gym. I will be covering what you get when you order this product, as well as how I used it or didn't use it to improve my home gym training. To start out, the WODfitters resistance bands are a set of 5 loop bands that you can use that range from 10 all the way to 175 pounds of resistance. You can also mix and match to make the resistance even greater if you need to progress your training. Each of the band is color coded so you can use it and quickly swap out the resistance that you need. That way you can make your training fast and efficient doing it from home. Now this product is used a lot for assistance training such as pull-ups and dips if you can't do them without assistance. So I'm going to put that in as well as using it for isolated as well as other compound movements. Now I ordered the WODfitters bands from Amazon.com back on November 16th, 2019. Since that time, I've gone through some tests with them to see if they can replace my WODfitters bands, which are the current bands I'm using, in order to improve my equipment from my home gym. Looking at the Amazon order page, I bought the product for $53.86. I bought this product as it was an Amazon Lightning deal, so I saved about $20 on the product overall, so that is why I jumped on this opportunity, as the bands themselves are pretty expensive to buy outright. Also, you will receive a nice drawstring bag that you can put the resistance bands in. So in all, you get the 5 different colored loop bands, a drawstring bag, and some manual documentation to use for your training. So now let's quickly jump into my pros and cons list for the WODfitters bands and using them from your home gym. So my first pro is that these bands are excellent in providing assistance on exercises such as pull-ups, chin-ups, dips, hammer pull-ups, and anything that keeps your body weight off the ground. These exercises tend to be hard, especially for beginners, so if you need some assistance while doing these exercises, I recommend these for assistance training. Now, I tend to do negatives, which is basically where you would jump to the top of the pull-up bar and just slowly go down as using my training. But if you're having trouble getting up to the top of the bar, these can help you do the concentric phase or the shortening phase of the exercise. My next pro is that these loop bands don't require any type of attachments for doing things like bicep curls, overhead tricep extensions, and anything similar to that. A lot of the isolated movements just don't require any type of attachment. Now, you know my WODfitters bands, if you checked out that review, have handles that you can put on to make it easier as they don't loop, but because these are loop bands, you can easily hold these in the palm of your hand and do the exercises as needed. My next pro is that they are very lightweight and easy to maneuver around. I thought I was going to have some trouble getting these into position, but honestly, I really have had no issues with using them. I'll go into some of my cons on what I think the product could improve upon, but overall they're very simple to use, get into position, and do the exercises or assistance that are needed. And my last pro is that the drawstring bag that comes with it is excellent as it holds all of the bands easily. A lot of the other resistance band products I've purchased come with tiny drawstring bags that tend to be hard to fit everything into. So I'm glad they actually made a bag here that's good quality and can fit all of the resistance bands. Alright, now the pros list is done. Let's jump into my cons list for the WODfitters resistance bands. My first con for these bands is that the thickness of the bands going from the lighter to the heavier weights is pretty drastic and it can make certain exercises very hard to do and uncomfortable. For example, you can easily do bicep curls on the easiest one, where the band is the thinnest version of it, as well as the resistance is doable, where if you get up to the heavier bands, the band is super thick and is very hard to do. So there's a drastic change in those two. Of course, they're on the opposite ends of the spectrum when you get them, but it's very uncomfortable for me to hold the big bands and try and do something like a bicep curl or overhead tricep extensions, just because the difference in size of the bands is pretty big. My next con is that I know it said it didn't come with any attachments as a pro, but it's also a con in that there are no doorway attachments such as a door anchor or anything like that to put into your door and do exercises with. Now, I actually shy away from doing a lot of the door-based training now because I have actually broken my door in the past. So I do like having a door anchor for certain things. I tend to stay away from heavy type of lifting, like heavy tricep push-ups and stuff like that, because I've had doors open on me where it snapped across my chest, stuff like that to watch out with the resistance bands. but because it doesn't come with any door anchor at all, you really can't do any type of isolated real work to maybe fix things like a rotator cuff issue or something like that. You really have to figure out a different way to stick it in a door or use a different door anchor altogether. Next con, I alluded to this in point number 1, is that the resistance to each of the bands feels very drastic. And again, those handles are very hard to work with as you go up in resistance weight. I wish there was some way that they can make the resistance tougher and keep them about the same size, but they are loop bands, so these are going to be a bit different. So it makes it really hard again to use these bands as you raise the resistance overall. And my last con is that these bands are extremely expensive for what you receive. When I first looked at these bands, they were upwards of $100, and over the last like 6 months or so, they've dropped down to around the $60 range, and I got them on a lightning deal, so I got them for about $20 off. But even so, my UPALX bands I bought for I think no more than $20, and these are about 3 times the price of that at the normal range, and they don't come with other attachments. They're literally just loop bands. I understand they might be higher quality bands, but coming in at $60, that's pretty pricey for me to buy resistance bands. Now, who should buy the WODfitters resistance bands? So I recommend these bands to anyone who's looking to have additional assistance when doing body weight type of movements where your entire body weight is off the ground. This includes exercises such as dips, pull-ups, chin-ups, hammer pull-ups, anything of that type of nature. If you're training to do some kind of Spartan race, anything like that, these can definitely help you learn the movement pattern and get better at doing those movements and getting stronger at them over time. However, if you're looking to do things like isolated movements such as bicep curls, tricep extensions, other compound movements such as push-ups with them, it can be very awkward, and again, I don't like using it because I don't like the feeling of the bigger bands in my hand, and the drastic change going from, say, the easiest one, which is even pretty tough to do bicep curls even with the easiest band, all the way to the heaviest one. I can't even, I legit can't do it with the heaviest one, like a bicep curl. So it's really, really difficult for me to recommend for anything other than doing assistance-based work with them, which they are fantastic for, but if you want them for a home gym and you're looking for standard like isolated movements, I highly recommend different resistance bands for you, and you can check out my favorite in the description below. And the last question I always like to ask myself is, would I buy the WODfitters resistance bands again? And you may have come to the conclusion yourself, and that is a no. I can do pull-ups and dips without assistance as of right now, a complete body weight. I can do over 10 reps, so I really don't need them. I'm actually adding weight to most of these exercises myself by putting my dumbbell plates inside a backpack and making it heavier, so I do not need these at the current time. So for me, I don't need them. If you need them to help you improve your training, then by all means, they are great for that assistance work, but otherwise, I don't recommend them for anything else. Alright, and that is it for this video on the WODfitters resistance band set for your home gym. If you did like this video, please like and subscribe to this channel for more videos just like this one. Also, please head over to GamerBody.com. There you can check out my current training plan, all the equipment I'm currently recommending, as well as other resources, podcasts, books, and things that I use to continue to learn and get better at my training. Alright, and that's it for this video. So again, please like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Be fit and game on.